Hot Radio Main broadcasting live with the Queen, Maris.
Oh my god, Haley, you're a queen.
I'm obsessed with you already. I have to ask you because obviously, like, I do research before these things, and I just felt like we would be a vibe. So I'm curious what your sign is.
I'm a Virgo sun, but I'm a double Sag. So I have a Sagittarius moon and a Sagittarius rising.
I'm a Sag, and I knew there was Sagittarius energy in you, Maris. I'm so glad we get to be here today to do Boston Calling.
Oh my god, how lucky are we? This is work.
We're
working right now.
We're working. We're on the
Crazy.
clock.
Yeah.
Period. Now let's start from the very beginning, Maris. What got you into making music in the first place?
Well, I've always been loud. I've always been very talkative. I've always been like singing. My mom always says that I sang before I could talk. I'd come in and I used to love like Barney, so I'd be like, singing I love you, you love me, like that hit. And then my dad is a radio show host about hunting and fishing on our radio show in Montana. So
That's
he's
iconic.
very loud. You know, he's got that radio voice.
My kind of guy.
And so I think I've always just been in a family of like kind of entertainers and also entrepreneurs. So aside from making music, I really got into making albums, and I burned my own CDs, and I would Photoshop my cover art, and I would bring boxes of hand-burned CDs to record stores in my hometown and be like, please let me sell this here. And they did. One store let me, and it was Rocky Rudy's in my hometown of Montana. Shout out Rocky Rudy's. So from then, it's just kind of been this continual journey of like figuring artistry out, performing, and making music, and trying to be better all the time and connect with more people. So,
And look at you here at Boston Calling. And I know you still got that spirit in your blood too. You're still hungry because I saw you making your own merch for Boston Calling.
Yes.
It sold out super fast. But can you tell the good people about that
oh
real
my
quick?
god, it was a fantastic. It was such a crazy kind of different approach to making merch than I've experienced before. And I always kind of hated it. You send a design off, and then it gets printed somewhere, and then you get it back, and then you're just like, okay, now I have like so many of these, I have to sell all of them. I was like, well, talking sustainability. I had just watched this documentary about fast fashion, and I was like, oh my god, like we just have too much stuff on the planet. So doing a limited edition only for Boston Calling, hand printed merch, it seemed like the best possible option. We made super like a very limited quantity. Maya designed it. She's on my team. She's amazing. She designed it, and then we went and I got to do a few. But honestly, I'm not a very good screen printer, so I messed a few up. But you know, it's okay. I took those ones. Those are mine.
There you go.
I'll keep those. But I always do this thing after my shows where I ask people like, what's your favorite animal, or like what animal should you want me to draw from memory, and then I do it on the shirt, and it always looks bad, but like that's so fun, you know?
Yes,
so
of
it
course.
It was a really special experience this time.
Oh, Maris, that's amazing, and I'm not surprised that all it sold out immediately. Now, for someone who has maybe never heard your music yet, how would you describe your sound?
I would say, I always tell people 80s pop. That's kind of the vibe at the moment, but it's always changing. I pull influences from everywhere. Like, recently I've been listening to a lot of Jay-Z, so I'm going to be interested to see what the next, a couple songs holds, but I love music that feels nostalgic, so I'm always trying to put in, like, I have a song coming out in August that we put in crickets throughout the entire thing because I was like, I want this song to feel like summer. So it's hard to describe, but I draw a lot of inspiration from the 80s, Prince, Whitney. I love like Donny Hathaway. I love a lot of jazz, classics. And I'm inspired by so many different kinds of artists. So I would say 80s pop, but that's such an umbrella term.
100%. Well, as someone who has listened to much of your catalog, I think that you described it quite well, Maris. And I've had myself a time driving with the windows down, listening to you, girl. It's so good.
Thank you.
Last week specifically, though, you released a new song. It's called Julia Roberts. What inspired this song for you?
Oh my gosh, Haley. I was, when I first moved to Los Angeles, I was very lonely. And I'm the kind of person where, like, if I feel lonely or I feel negative feelings, I tend to isolate myself further because I don't want it to rub off on anybody and, like, ruin their day because I'm having a bad day. So I would just isolate myself further and further and further. And at the time, I was living with this older dude. And he's really sweet, but I was paying, like, so little rent. It was actually the only reason I was able to afford to go on tour. But it was so strange, the situation overall. So I would just pull up in my room and watch Pretty Woman on repeat because Julia Roberts smiles and my world lights up. Like, I'm just like, she's so beautiful, and I love that she's like rough around the edges, but in that movie, Richard Gere's
blame you for that, Maris.
Exactly. Nobody.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Stunning.
You know you want her. It's really Julia Roberts. You know you want her.
Period. No one can. If you say you don't, you're lying.
Yeah, you're lying.
Has she noticed it?
No.
Not yet.
I need everybody to be tagging her on everything that I post about it because she has not noticed it yet, and I really need her to. In my heart of hearts, I need to have her.
She is gonna love it, and I know in my soul she is gonna find it.
Or she's gonna hate it. Or she's gonna hate it and she's gonna sue me. But let's not even go there.
No,
I love to think of all the angles. It's not possible.
It's not possible. Julia Roberts loves it. It's her favorite song.
Already.
She cannot stop
You're a
streaming it.
manifester.
I am a
I know
manifester.
you're a
It's the
manifester.
Sag in me, boo. It totally is. Now, last year you dropped an EP and a movie, a little short film with it. Now,
Gravity, the EP, the movie.
check that out for sure. But I'm curious, Maris, what is next for you in terms of new music?
Oh my gosh. Well, we have a couple songs lined up for the next couple months. We have a pretty steady rollout. It's exciting. And I'm starting to kind of feel like I want to work on an album.
Yes.
But, you know, that'll take its time. It's got to cook. It's got to cook. But, yeah, we have very exciting new songs coming out soon. So I can't wait to share.
Lots to look forward to from Maris for sure. Now, how do you prepare for something like Boston Common?
Oh my gosh, it was months. It was months and months and months of preparation. Because I'm an indie project still, so like the visuals behind me, I did all of those on CapCut actually. Like I did them myself, and it was so. It just took a long time to kind of put together. Choreo, I got to work with Berkeley, and so I had a 10-piece band. My amazing music director Jacob Hayrlib did all of the arrangements for the bands to play, and then we like sat down together and walked through the set and talked about what transitions we wanted and what we wanted to wear and how we were going to do it, and then he sent all that stuff to them. I made a video for the dancers, like explaining some of the choreo, but also, I mean, I am a beginner in so many ways, and so I'm always asking, like, and whatever you can, like, please tell me. So it was so collaborative with the band, with the dancers, and with everybody involved, and it was months of prep. Like even I went on cardio like hikes where I would like sing as I was hiking and try to just make sure, and then I was still breathless when I got on stage in some way. So you know, it was more practice to be done, but it was a lot of preparation, and I'm just so grateful to be here. And honestly, I can't believe it's over. I wish I could do it again and again and again and again and again.
Oh, but you will. You will. You absolutely will. I'm so glad you said all of that too, though, Maris, because I feel like people don't realize how much work goes into these performances.
If you give a shoot.
If you give a shoot, which we do, which we absolutely do give a shoot. And on top of that, the choreo and like the cardio that goes into it, it's a workout to be able to do that.
When I'm such a little clown, like I'm a little ham, so I get on stage and I'm like, I want to run everywhere and I want to so then I get out there and I have to like pace myself. Because, you know, I used to, when I was on tour as a jazz vocalist for this jazz band, it was on a jukebox in Europe, I would start my first song by doing laps around the stage. And then I would, and I, you know, I did it so many times. We had like 54 shows or something. And so I did it so many times and eventually I was able to do that and not get breathless. But for this, I tried to do that before Heavenly Bodies and I was like, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. But, you know, it was amazing nonetheless.
Don't you go talking about Heavenly Bodies, because that might be my favorite song, besides Julia Roberts.
Yes,
of course. Now, as you mentioned, it is technically over for this season. You had your performance yesterday. What was it like? How was the reception?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was so amazing. I just kept seeing more and more people come in, and the song was kind of like a smaller crowd. It started to become bigger and bigger and bigger, and that was really cool. And I just got a video last night that somebody sent me of like the back of the crowd when in my song voicemail I go, do you guys want to jump? And then I was jumping, and people were jumping. They were, and that just makes me so excited because, you know, I never want to put on a show where it feels like it's for me. I want it to be like we're all in this together. We're supposed to exchange energy. It's supposed to be this community, you know, bonding exercise essentially. So it felt amazing, and I can't wait to do more. Yes.
We can't wait to see you more out there, Maris. And speaking of which, June 9th, you're going to be performing at a Pride celebration. I love the name. It's called I Can't Be Queer You.
Yes.
So with Pride Month right around the corner, any message you'd like to give to your queer fans?
I mean, there's so many incredible queer icons in the scene right now. I feel like from rap, Chocolate Brown, even Meg Thee Stallion has been very open about her sexuality. And so I'm not sure there's anything that I could personally say that would be different than anything that they've, you know, already said. But I will say, growing up in Montana,
formally part.
Yes.
You did say you were gonna teach me a dance.
I did say that. Oh, these don't have the clips though.
Oh, I can get a clip. Or you can actually, why don't you put it right there, Maris?
Should I put it in my cosplay boots?
You're
that I
adding
don't
value.
have?
Your cosplay movies.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
So basically it goes, this see me like I see you. Da, 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 da. Oh wait, I went too far. You know what? Okay. You know what? Da, 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 da. Okay, so then I go clap, clap, woo, woo, and then you go, what I gotta do to get you to want me? Pick me out of the crowd, just like in the movies. I love the way he sees her. Julia Roberts.
Ah! Okay, let's try to do it fast.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Woo!
what I gotta do to get you to want me? Pick me out of the crowd, just like in the movies. I love the way he sees her.
Oh!
Julia Roberts.
Yes! Maris, you're amazing. Thank you so much.